What cyber maturity framework is right for us? So firstly, cyber maturity frameworks are an essential part of determining whether or not you are meeting the expectations of your clients, your vendors, and of any suppliers or partners you work with. In some cases, those are imposed upon organizations, particularly regulatory frameworks, organizations that may do business with the federal government, for instance. They are going to need to comply with specific cybersecurity frameworks or cyber maturity frameworks. In other cases, it may depend on the context of where you do business. For instance, if you're generally doing business in the United States, the National Institute of Standards and Technology, the NIST framework, may be a very viable and appropriate framework to utilize. Conversely, if you're doing business internationally and globally, NIST may not be recognized, and you may need to revert to something like the ISO 27000 cyber maturity framework. So it just depends on how you're doing business, where you're doing business, and within what industry. And it's important to note many of these frameworks overlap. You can't go wrong with good frameworks that are widely recognized and acceptable. Most of our clients utilize a multitude of frameworks to determine how best to mature and transform their programs. So the combination of those frameworks, in addition to the regulatory obligations they may have, tend to serve those clients well as long as they're utilizing that on a regular basis as they go forward. And they're using that as a benchmark to measure their progress going forward. So it's extremely important to select a framework. It's extremely important to have regular discipline of evaluating yourself against those frameworks or getting a third party to evaluate you against those frameworks, to know where you stand in terms of expected or leading practice within your particular industry.